welcome back to Pajama Crafters, TGIF, right? Am I right? That's what I'm feeling right now. So we are live from my craft room and we are going to do a little lunch and craft chat. Okay, so I will tell you that it seems like my cameras are off today. Like I had to restart them 5 or 6 times. So please forgive me that please forgive me that things might look a little askew or off a little bit. Anyway, we are using our oldie but goodie. When I say oldie but goodie, this is only a year old. It's the Taupe Tidings. And what I love about this paper, one, there's nothing like it on the market, but these little trees look just like Christmas cookies. Okay. So you get 4 of each design, and then you get this, it's like snowflake star looking things. But we've used this for night backgrounds, all kinds of stuff. Then of course you get the cookies in a white background, and then you get it with snow. Then you see the snow on the white part, and then you get the larger background. And then you get these cute little like snow looking polka dot things. And then you get this too. So again, if things are like looking elongated, I'm not sure why my computer like went to a complete standstill as I hit start. So we've got the reindeer jumping, and then we've got the darker, then we've got these cute ornaments kind of with the same cookie feel. And then you get the reindeer in the white. So it is a fun paper pack. And then we are going to use Cozy Chirps, which you guys probably have already seen before. And what the sentiments that are included are: I hope your holidays are filled with sweet songs, sending winter hugs, be merry, and then sending sunshine on a snowy day. So, even though this is a, somewhat Christmas stamp, you can use this into the winter. So I want to say hi to everybody. It looks like Sandy's here, Sylvia, Benita, Kara, Tanya. Hi, Tanya. Am I missing anybody else? Sandy Pellis. Dee is here. Okay, I just want to let you guys know, if you don't get the newsletter, you should, because we have a really nice sale going on, end of summer sale, where things are anywhere between 25 and 50% off. And I know some of you have already taken advantage of that. I feel like, Sylvia, I'm becoming your personal dealer, or maybe Benita's your personal dealer. I don't know. But I want to say thank you to those who have already supported us. But let's do the pine cone first. So I'm going to do them more chocolatey. Okay. So I'm going to use my E29. This is going to be the same as if I was doing flowers. Okay. I always do like one petal at a time, and I mark out like what's going to be in shadow. So anywhere this curves under or over, I should say, there's going to be a really big shadow there. Yes, Sandy, I am your craft dealer. Yes. I don't want to be any other type of dealer. All right, so I'm flipping this down because I like to flick away from my body. And I'm just kind of following the curvature of these pine cones, okay? I've already colored this a couple of times already, not on camera, but I'm still practicing too, okay? So this area I'm going to have completely dark because there's not a whole lot of places to work with it. So sometimes it's just better to embrace the darkness because it brings out the light and the textures in other areas, okay? So it's always easier to find the shadows first. Oh, Sylvia, thank you. She says that my coloring is inspiring to her. Yay. That makes me happy. You guys are the reason I do it. So you saw that that pine cone kind of goes over the other. So I put in a shadow there as well. There's still a little bit of a curvature here, a little bit of one there, and we can do a little bit of something, something here. All right. Oh, I'm missing a whole bunch of them. I'm moving ahead here. But I feel like it's so much easier to map out your scary dark areas than it is to like figure it out midstream. So I want to apologize to everybody. My voice is much weaker today versus other days. It may not sound like it to you because I've got my volume up as much as it'll go. But I think the fall or end of summer allergies are hitting me. It's like it wants to be like one last hurrah. All right. And then this here will actually be in shadow up there. So we're going to flip it around. And, you know, I may have missed a few spots. And we can fill those in as we go. Sometimes it's easier to see it when you turn it upright. So I'm always twisting my paper, one, because I flick away from myself better, and two, because I want my wrist to be comfortable. Aruba. I want to break out into a Beach Boys song right now, but I'm kind of jealous. I don't know. I feel like you have been a traveling fool this year, Tanya. I don't know. Maybe that's the norm for you. Hopefully, Mr. Pajama and I will get to the point in our lives that we start to travel again. He is actually very well traveled because of being in the military. And I love to travel, but since he's been everywhere, he's like, well, what's the point of going? And so that's that drives me wacko because I want to go. All right. So there's going to be a shadow here where that cone is. Do you see how much easier it is to like see the shadows now? All right. So that was my E29. And I'm going to use the E27. And we're just going to start to get this done. So all these areas that are under the pine cone, I'm going to kind of like pretty much fill it in. I might use a third color in some of the bigger areas, but for the most part, this is the shadow part of the cone. And tell me this, you guys. Do you guys like the size of these stamps? Because I feel like you guys are going crazy over these larger stamps, and I think it's because they're easier to color. And I think there's a lot of people that are interested in coloring. I could be wrong. So leave it in the message. Tanya says that if I need a travel buddy, that she's retiring. She retired. Congratulations, my friend. I might take you up on that. So how's it feel to be a free woman? So I know what Tanya used to do for a living. So I know that being a free woman's probably very good for her, but that's not for me to disclose, but I'm so happy for you. I have a feeling that Pajama Crafters is Sean's retirement. I think that he wants to eventually just go on the road all the time with Pajama Crafter, but that's up to him. It's not, if it were up to me, we'd be in Aruba, Jamaica. I know I don't like Jamaica, actually. Don't come at me because I don't like Jamaica. I will just tell you that I was treated very rudely when I was in Jamaica. So that's why I'm not a huge fan of it, okay? But that doesn't mean it's a bad place. It's just not my place. I tend not to spend my money with places that where people treat me rudely. Like, be nice to me. Be nice to me when you take my money. I forgot to put my rings on this morning. I was fixing my hair and I completely forgot to put my rings in because it kind of gets caught in my hair sometimes. Okay. So I'm not taking this coloring. Well, you know, I always say it's just not that serious. I mean, we're supposed to be having fun, you guys. What else? What else is going on? I know that based on me wearing a sweatshirt and long sleeves, I guess you can't tell that I'm wearing long sleeves, that you would think that it was 30 degrees here in Kentucky, and it is not. It's just that I'd like to be snuggly, and I like my air conditioning to be cold. So it's like I have a cold house, and when I say cold, it's only 72. It's not really that cold. So don't come at me if you're like a green person. Okay, we're not that bad here. But I like to be snuggly, so I have my sweatshirt on. So now at the very tops of these, I'm adding this mid-tone color, just a hair. This is nature, so it's perfectly imperfect. You know what I mean? It's just not that serious. But I am leaving a lot of white space because I want it to look like snow. If you want yours to be perfectly brown, go for it, my friends. But I just kind of follow that curvature of the cone, okay? Now we could go real feathery with it and make it like look like bark and all that stuff. Hey, this would have been a good one for the craft roulette parameters because pine cones are made of wood, so I think it could be like bark if you wanted it to be. So, Tanya, did your nephew tell you the last time that we were in that we said hello? We came in right at closing. I think he was so gracious. We didn't realize that you guys were closing. And he took care of us like it was noon and not like 5 minutes to close. So I'm very impressed with your nephew. Okay, that looks amazing, you guys. What do you think? So Tanya is saying that next week it's supposed to be in the 90s. I know it wasn't, and you said it's not that it wasn't that high in Aruba, but we'll see how I feel when it's 90. Corey is amazing with customers. He really is. He's such a gracious human beings. Which colors did I use? E29, 27, 25, and now 23. So this is our lightest color. And you notice I kind of like still go over like the next color because I want it to blend. Sandy brought up a really good idea too. She says she uses grid paste or some sort of something to make it look like snow. I usually use like a Marvy snow pin. And I know there's a paste out there that will like fluff up like snow. if you use a heat gun to it too. I don't know what it's called, so don't ask me. I used to have it. So this one, I'm going to do solid up here. Let's do a few striations. Hey, Tanya, did you go to Stamp Away? Because I don't remember seeing you. Kind of missed you, or were you on vacation? That would have been right around retirement, so I'm imagining you were gone. I'm going to leave that just like that. All right. So let's see. I want I like myself, you know I like some blue greens. Lisa saying that we have a thing for cute little fat birds. Yes, we do. It might be because I have a few little fat cute birds that live in my house. So for those that are wanting to know marker colors, I'm using BG 72, 75, and 78. And as soon as I get done with this live, I'm going to mess with these cameras more. Ever since our storms 2 weeks ago, my phone drops in places in my house that it never dropped. My computers go wild. We have to replace 2 fuses in our electric box because like our dishwasher goes out, our light in our kitchen goes out, and it literally goes out and we don't even have anything on. But it played havoc with our electric system. So whatever. I'm just thankful that there were no, accidents or anything horrible that happened, That's the biggest blessing. Lord knows I don't think I could go through that again. That's why we have fuses. But, our house is getting to the age where, fuses need to be changed out, and that's where we're at. So tell me, because I don't sound like I'm very exciting today, why don't you tell me what you have planned for this weekend? She tries to keep up with my blends, but the truth of the matter is, as soon as she thinks she has them, I change them. Lisa, shut up. She's like, I'm doing yard work. I already know what you're going to do. It's always yard work, but that's exciting though. She says she's going to have the closet removal for the new craft room. So I do have a question. Why do you want your door off of your craft room, or like off your closet? Why don't you want to hide your junk? You guys, I said this was lunch and chat, so I'm drinking. Drinking tea. Just being sure that you know what I'm drinking. All right. So I'm trying to decide what color I want him to be. Dilemmas. Lots of brown. Oh, you know what? No, a different color. Okay. Hold on thought. I have probably already colored him these colors, but you guys haven't seen it yet. So we're just going to do what I want to do anyway. So we are using my favorite denim color, B99. 97, 95, 93, and 91. There you go. So I'm using the Scary Dark, which is the B99. All right, so she says she has beautiful furniture to go into space and opens the room a bit. Okay. My closet over there hides all the crap that I don't want to look at. I'm working on that though. What else? So Sylvia says that she'll be making her craft roulette card and September birthday cards. Hey Sylvia, when you say that, are you part of like a birthday club group, or do you just do that for like friends and family? I'm just curious because when I first started, I was like on Facebook. You could actually look up birthday card groups, and they send out to each other, or happy mail groups, and that's actually how I got started in like in all of this. Was like, of course it was like the cult called Stampin' Up that, was the gateway drug for me. But then I got in with the happy mail groups, and we used to make cards. I used to make like 300 cards a month, which was not, I'm sorry, not 300, 100, because it was my therapy. And I'm just going to tell you that that's a lot. That's a lot of cards to make. But it made somebody happy, I'm sure. So do you see the way I'm like using this dark color? I am really outlining like where his face is, and it starts to animate his or her face. I guess what would differentiate whether it's going to be a boy or girl is of how vibrant of colors. Like if she's really like bright colored, then it's a guy. If it's more muted, then it's usually a female bird. I don't know if you knew that. That's why I'm sharing it with you. So that was 97. Now we're doing 95. And I'm going to start animating his eyes just a little bit. So I'm really making my strokes kind of match the way I want the circle part of the eye. So I'm kind of connecting it around with the eyebrow. I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know if birds have eyebrows, but I know that my birds have, oh, what's the word? Eyelashes. They're beautiful. And I'm going to close this in the rest of the way around the mouth. So I have some things pre-colored that I'm hoping that when Craft Roulette spins tonight, that I can already have some things colored. Sylvia says she just now learned that about cardinals. Yep. Isn't it wild to think? You would always think that it would be the female birds or the female part of the species that would be beautiful because, I mean, that's what our world tells us. Am I correct? But in their world, it's different. So this is the B91. And if I need to go in with any other colors to reblend it, I will. But I think she looks really pretty. So I think I'm going to go with that B95, which is like my mid-tone color. And I'm just going to add some strokes in there. And I think it looks I don't feel like this is very blendy. Now remember, we don't have to have like perfection because nature is perfectly imperfect. Well, we're all perfectly imperfect. But just don't get that caught up on it. Okay? Okay. All right. So there we are so far. What do you guys think of this so far? So in the world, the males have to attract the females. Why do we as people, human beings, why do we always feel like we're the ones that have to attract the men and we have to do all the work? I feel like it should be the other way around, personally. What did Lisa say? Oh, she was asking about the Birds of a Feather. Yes, Birds of a Feather is such a beautiful set. Lisa Currick created that set. So that might be why she's plugging it. So this is, I'm using E47, 44, 43, and 42. So I am going to, all right, I'm going to put in the shadows here around, I don't know if these are pomegranates or acorns. You can make it whatever you want it to be if it's your card. So I'm going to kind of make these strokes rounded. Yeah, I love brown and blue together. Am I missing anybody on here? Because I feel like I might be. You know, I'm so used to Judy from our team being on here that I feel like I haven't said hi to her, but I don't believe she's on here. So I'm always twisting this to match, to make my wrist feel better. Okay? Okay. That was 4-7. Now we're going to use 4-4. We're going to do the exact same thing. I'm just making the strokes longer and going more into the middle of the bird. Of course, if this is your card, your bird, you can do whatever you want. And sometimes it looks bad until it looks better. Okay, so that looks a little heavy there. So I might end up putting some texture in later. So I just thank you for the compliment, you guys, on the texture. I am just winging it, no pun intended. He's all puffed up to stay warm. What my bird feeders look like in the winter. Oh, yes, absolutely. Our bird. I don't know about you guys, but our squirrels are going nuts over our bird feeders this summer. I feel like I feed more squirrels and more raccoons than I do birds. Even I mean, I feed my birds inside like wild women, but no, I feel like the birds outside have been getting well fed. This is 4-2. And I'm going to leave him just like that. So, heading down the road to go camping. Good for you, Sandy Ellis. I'm jealous. All right, so I want a little differentiation, not much. So I'm going to use this W7 on the wing where this acorn overhangs. I'm putting in a really big shadow. And then I'm just going down the side where the belly, along the belly. I'm going to use the W5. Again, not. Are you talking about my personal bird or this bird or both? What do you guys? Yay! So we could. Actually, I think I will. I think I'm going to put a little bit of shadow up here. Now I know that blue is a cool color, so I definitely could be using like a C7 instead of a W7. But for the most part, everything is warm in this picture, so it really makes that cone really look like it's coming forward by putting in that shadow. Okay, speaking of shadow, has anybody been following? I can't believe I'm not saying Shadow and Jackie. Has anybody been following Shadow and Katie? I'm just going to tell you, for me, it's too soon. And I know that birds are animals. Like, you don't need to tell me. I own 2 of them. To me, it's just way too soon for Shadow to move on with a new girlfriend. They're the birds at Big Bear, if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about. But yeah. All right. So, Benita, you're saying you're struggling with the texture. All right, let's talk about that for a second. So, I don't care if you're using a hoo-hoo, what you're look. This this aspect ratio is so off, so off. This is an A2 card. Looks like it's like 3.5 by 5.5 or something. But you hold your marker back, and you just want to start. Like every other time that you touch the paper, it shouldn't touch the paper. And then you kind of start practicing closing those lines in. But you notice my first couple strokes were really thick and then they got thinner. You just have to, you have to literally spend hours just like using a pendulum feeling. But again, I didn't learn these things overnight. I learned them over coloring for years. I know it looks like an A7. It's just crazy. Like something happened. Like my cameras, nothing would turn on when I first hit start. And this is the best I could get. It was either that or else cancel the live. But I promise you that this is an A2 card that we're doing. So this is YG67. This is for the holly. So I always make sure that I'm using different greens, okay? And since I cut off part of the image, it's kind of hard to figure out like what's what, but do we really care? I do want to show you something new. Since we're talking together, so I'm going to stamp him up so that you can see this. Because I know you guys always say, do you always cut your images out first? The answer is no, I don't. It's only for the lives, and that's because it's easier. And that's because my cutting station or my die machine is like across the room. So I'm using my frog pet press. And we got a really good, pretty impression, but that's not what I'm showing you. I just needed to use it. We have our new ink cleaner. This is a very light scented, very pretty scent stuff, and I call it Ink Be Gone. And it comes in 4 ounces. It's $7.99. I used way more than I needed. But look how nice that takes that off. I believe that this spot is on the back side of my stamp. No, it happens to be on my Misty. But we have, I just love the smell of this. But it just cleans everything off. It's nice and clean. And look how clean my stamp is. Like, I mean, it got some on there. But that's because I think I used Stays On at one point. But this is a new product line that we just brought in. We do have a little scrubber that's got little nubs on it, and it has a sponge in it too. So I don't have one in my craft room, but it goes nice. It works nicely with our whatever these are, our chamois. All right, so let's go back to the YG67. Hey, Kel. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my camera, but it was a matter of, do I cancel the live or do I hang out with you guys? So I decided to come hang out. This did this one other time, and I don't remember how I fixed it. But you know, as soon as I get off here, because I have some content that I have to record for a class that I taught, because I told them that I would give them a recording. And I am not going to give it to them in this format. That's for darn sure. But if you guys can get over the fact that the aspect ratio is off, I'm good with it too. I would just rather hang out than cancel. Because we all know it would be so. Okay, Tanya, I will bring Gracie up here. I could go get Gracie now. I will bring Gracie up here. BB has decided to pull all her feathers out. She wants to be a naked bird. And we used to have her on birth control pills to kind of calm her down. We used to have her on antipsychotics, and her whole demeanor was, I mean, think about a human being on antipsychotics. They're not normal. And it got to the point that she didn't even want to eat. So BB lets her feathers come in like once a year, and then she pulls them all out. So I don't bring BB on camera because I don't want to defend myself to the haters of the world. I already have to do that as it is. So I will bring Crazy or Cockatoo on, but Baby R McCall I won't, just because if somebody went crazy on me, you would see crazy me come out. It's bad enough that I take a lot of I was just trying to read some of it. It's bad enough that I take a bunch of grief from people who I don't know, as it is. I mean, I had a real nice comment the other day. And anyway, again, it's bad enough that I have to take the comments from the haters about myself personally, but I'm not going to take them about a bird that I love more than anything. Do you know what I mean? Call me weird, but I refuse. I refuse to take the abuse of the internet. I am in my I'm not taking abuse from anybody mode. There is absolutely zero time in my life for that crap. So I'm using R24, 4629, and 59. 59's my scariest. YG 67, 63, and 61. For those of you that were asking about what greens I used. But yeah, I am not taking abuse from anyone's stage, and not at any cost, not at anything. I guess you could say, just not going to do it anymore. Refuse. R24, R46, R29, and R59. It's literally on Joy's favorite Copic color list, Lisa, that you created. I'm teasing her. All right. So I am going to color this red because, you know, I like me some red. Okay, people. We have R39, 37, 35, and 32. Yeah, I say that mean people should just keep on scrolling because I have zero time for that bull crap anymore. Just saying. This is R39, and I'm going around the bottom, and I'm going to accentuate that little pointy thing. And I'm going to put that under the cap. So I think of one that I colored that you guys haven't seen. I've colored it as an acorn, and now I'm doing it more like a pomegranate. It would probably be helpful if I had a pomegranate in front of me, but it's fine. I'm fine. You're fine. Everybody's fine. Okay. So we're putting away the 39. Right, Benita, just to watch the video. Like, if you don't like the way I talk, just scroll on. Or if you don't like the fact that, like in Benita's case, somebody didn't like the fact that she was using a kit that they hadn't received yet, scroll, keep scrolling. Just leave people alone. Be nice. But yeah, I refuse to bring BB on, because I wouldn't be nice. Just saying. I would not be nice. We can start accentuating some of that. One thing my dad taught me a long time ago was it's just so easy to be nice. The other thing he always said is it's just so easy to be happy. And why anybody wants to make another human being miserable is beyond me. I don't get it. But the internet proves me wrong all the time, that there are people who definitely want to see other people's happiness. But you know what? You ain't gonna steal mine. Just made my mind up a long time ago. Next, bye-bye. Looks like a hot mess until it doesn't, huh? Rule number 1. So Lisa's mom's rule was you never argue with a crazy person. Correct. Now, I think that there needs to be like a transition color. So this is the R35 and this is the 32. And I'm going to pick up the R35 onto the R32, and I'm just going to like dab it on there. So I'm basically making my own color. What do you guys think? Do we need... I think I am going to put a few more strokes of color in. Because if I remember correctly, there's like some texture on these. There we go. I cannot believe that this is so weird in the shape. Just can't stand it. All right. So most people believe that beaks are orange. They are not. But because it's going to be hecka cute, we're going to do it anyway. You just need to know. Actually, I'm using YR27, so it's not like bright orange. But usually beaks are not bright orange. There are some birds that are, but for the most part, they're not. Okay, let me grab a brown. Lord, I can't grab, my fingers aren't working. How embarrassing is this? Okay, finally it worked. Okay, so I'm just going to use some Memento Espresso Truffle. Now, espresso truffle is extremely dark, which is what I was going for. But if you would rather have like desert sand or vintage photo or something like that, you can go for it. So I always say, tap on and tap off, so you're not getting like this harsh blend. So if you notice, I've got my hand sort of like in a fist, and it's because I have it on my hands and I don't want it to be, I don't want fingerprints. So let's clean it off. Where did the towel go? There it is. All right. Yes. So unless you're using our awesome sauce, you always want to blend off start off the page and onto it. That way you get that nice feathery look to it. But look how long this thing is. Like, I swear it's not this big. Anywho, I'm gonna stop talking about that. I'm using our Pebbled Beach cardstock. Because why wouldn't I? Because I love it. It's beautiful. I am trying to find a scoreboard. We'll just get the big one out. It's fine. I only have like 5 small ones. It doesn't matter. All right. So this is 4.5 by 11. So I'm going to score that at 5.5 so that we can have a 5.5, 4.25 by 5.5 card. So I have mine where I've put like the sizes that I normally use. I've used marker, permanent marker. This thing is so old and so dirty, it's ridiculous. And I always score both sides so there's no cracking. And then, hi Justine. I guess your meeting's over, huh, girl? So we're using the bone folder to reinforce that score. You can also use your pressing tool, wherever the heck that is. So a lot of times I will use my piggy to do the same thing. So it's up to you. So Jesse and I was telling the crew today that my computer like completely just froze. Like things have not been the same for a while. And since the storm. All right, so we're using this now to find the other piece of paper that I have buried. Okay. So we're gonna use this one. Let's see. So this is a nesting die. So you can either do this right here, okay, and have it where it's opposite corners, or you can flip this around so that the points match up. Which do you prefer? I'm going to let you guys decide. And no, this is an A2 card. This is not a Slim Time. You like it that way. I do too. All right, so I would like one more piece of that desert sand in between. So I'm going to measure. Look how long that looks. So that's about 3¼ by 4½ So I'm going to start with 4¾ by, did I say 3½? What did I say? I don't even know. So I want to show you my card making process because I have time today. We're not trying to why am I not fighting dogs today? See how that takes up the majority of that? I think it's too big, too much. So I am going to take this down almost to the exact same size as the original. So about just shy of 1/4 inch off. So now we just have that little bit of card showing through. Okay. I do want to go ahead and get this. Oh my. Oh, there's the glue. I took my glue bottle into the stock room yesterday to fix a few cards that got bent up at shows. And then I was like, but I thought I had taken it on the first floor, but I didn't. So we're going to go ahead and glue this down. Mindful to put the corner that matches the image towards the bottom. Okay. I'm going to put that to the side. Going to put this, like I said, it pretty much lines up because it's the same side. Okay. That's why I did that inking around the side of it. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm hoping that I find my twine. I see a piece of it. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, because I like things popped up, is I'm going to make this 3 inches. I think, we're going to go with 4 because it's too small. Okay. I guess one thing that we should decide, do we want to put the sentiment, stamp it now, or do we want a banner? I think I want a banner. I always want a banner. Tanya, thank you. And Sylvia says the papers are so pretty. Thank you. I try. I really try to bring you stuff that I genuinely like. So I am going to peel back like a hair of this. So that's exposed. And I've got this twine. And I'm going to put it right here on the sticky adhesive. And I'm going to wrap it around until my heart's desire, which is about now. And I'm going to use this scissors. And then I'm going to use glue like I always do so that I have some wiggle room if I don't get the layers on straight. But if you notice that I did not overlap those strings on the back, I have them so that none of them are wrapped on top of each other. That's so that I could allow, so I didn't have to allow for the bulkiness of the actual string. See, the glue gave me, I would never be able to rip up that tape otherwise. Beautiful. But isn't that pretty? The way, I swear this is an A2 card. Like, I swear it's an A2 card. But isn't this pretty the way that this turned out? Then I have to spin. I feel like my fingers look like I have like I'm a giant. Now, what sentiment do we want to use? Be merry, sending winter hugs. Hope your holidays are filled with sweet songs, sending sunshine on a snowy day. I think I always like a bold sentiment, but I think, oh, we have an opinion here. Sylvia says sweet songs. Lisa says winter hugs. Sandy said she would cut the Merry Christmas in gold. And Shiloh says sending sunshine. Y'all are killing me. I was going with sending sunshine. It is August. I have 3 more days or 2.5 days of August left. I am not fully ready I'm just not ready. I am not ready for all this Christmas crafting stuff. You guys apparently are, because y'all gone crazy over this release. Thank you, like, from the bottom of my heart, that y'all gone crazy. I'm not ready. We don't even need that much. Yeah, well, hold please. I always say hold please like I'm on the phone, but how ridiculous. All right. Everything about this setup is just wonky as they all come because I don't know. I don't know what happened to my camera. I don't know what happened to my computer, to be honest with you. Like nothing. It was just spinning. So I'm rubbing that on with my finger to get any residue from the manufacturer off. Sylvia says, you do you. Amen. I'm using the espresso truffle so I can be matchy-matchy. And it's a really good impression, but I still want it darker. So we're going to go a little bit darker. Beautiful. It's as beautiful as sunshine on a snowy day. I am so ate up. At least I am having fun. I used espresso truffle. Yes. This is so wonky. It's as wonky as Hoo markers. But look how good I did that. Oh, sometimes she knows how to craft. There are days that the sentiment gods are with me. Other days, I just lob that stuff off and boom. There we go. Let's glue her down. Having fun is absolutely the most important thing. I agree with you, Benita. So stinking pretty. Oh, I just love it. I love her. Lisa, you do not need another chai, my child. So, Lisa likes herself some chai tea. And I am usually all about her having some chai tea, but a girl, when she's had one too many chai teas, she's like an ant like an ant without a turtle. She's got ants in her pant. I mean, she's just all over the place. So I am going to put a innard in here because I like that when I have color. Whenever I use colored cardstock, I always like to do the zoom. Oh, don't call it the zoomies because the zoomies mean something else as dog owners. But yes, zoom, zoom, zoom. She's on. When is Shiloh going live? Because Benita's saying that she's taking a nap so that she can watch Shiloh. Oh, that's tonight. Duh. You guys, I forgot to tell you, Shiloh is going to be on Craft Roulette tonight. So please tune in. All right, let's get some white highlights in here because, you know. So I'm going to make his eyes really bright here. So I'm using my Copic Acrea white. It's called Snow White. Okay. And I feel like right under here, he's so cute. And I'm going to make this pomegranate have a little bit of something, something. Going to get these berries a little something, something. Shiloh's going to do fantastic. So yeah, around 7 Eastern time. Or you can always watch it on the replay. I just love this bird. He's so cute. Okay, you guys. Other than that, Benita says this has such a beautiful vintagey vibe. So we could pretend that this was a slimline, like a mini slimline, or we could just say, Joy, fix your camera, figure it out, girl, which is what I think I'm going to have to do. But here we go. I love her. Just love her to death. And then you've got the inside that you can write whatever you want on there. Okay, so Shiloh, I am wishing you the best of luck on Craft Roulette. I will be cheering you on from the chatterbox. Sylvia and Benita and Justine and all of you people that watch Craft Roulette, let's chat her up. Let's support her. And let's blow up craft roulette. Let's when I say blow it up, meaning let's let's make that chatterbox go crazy. Let's trip the algorithm. Let's submit our cards. Let's just show Mary Gunn as much support as we can, and let's for sure show Shiloh all the support that we can. Okay, I am done. Oh, and yep, I am done. Oh, I'm going to tell you that we do have a new release coming out September 3rd. We moved it up because, well, you guys are going to want it. Okay, so there's that. All right, bye. Love you guys. I will see you on Tuesday at 7 p.m. For sure. And we'll go from there. Bye. Take advantage of the sale.